I used to think that note taking was pointless, but as it turns out, I was dead wrong, right? Because when I forced myself to take notes, here's what happened. Hey there, my name is Isai Rodriguez and I'm your friend. And this is where we build your leadership skills and your home business profits one actionable tip at a time. So hit the subscribe button, ring the notification bell, and let's get right to it. So yeah, welcome back to the podcast where, where we keep it real, we keep it simple, and I try to keep it fun as well. So today, I've got a story for you that might change the way that you think about taking notes, right? Now, I know what you're thinking. Taking notes? Seriously? But trust me, this isn't your boring old school lecture. None of that. This is about how forcing myself to take notes turned into a game changer for my business. So let's jump right into it. Last November that just passed, I attended one of my typical organizational meetups with, it's just a get together with a bunch of other entrepreneurs from my mentorship group, right? It was great. The excitement was high. The energy was off the charts. I just really love being in those environments, right? Surrounded by excellence and success all around me, right? Anyway, the speaker, he was dropping some serious wisdom bombs, right? And I thought to myself, I go, all right, it's time to get serious about note taking, right? Now, let me be honest with you. I've always struggled with taking notes. I would tell myself, I don't take notes because I'm terrible at it. I was always telling myself that I was not good at taking notes. Why? I don't know. And to this day, I don't feel like I take very good notes, but every now and then I look back at my notes and I'm like, oh yeah, that was a good one. Oh, this is a good one. So I am getting better through repetition, but I don't know, maybe you've told yourself the same thing, but I decided at that point in time that it was time to get better, right? So there I was, forcing myself to scribble down everything that I could, and guess what? It wasn't as bad as I thought, right? Sure, I haven't looked at those notes since that night, I should say. But the act of taking them changed my whole approach, right? And I'm sure that at some point I'll circle back around to them. And, I'll definitely find a gem of a tip buried in those notes because that's generally what happens. But as of right now, I haven't. So anyway, what's the big lesson here for you in the direct selling, network marketing, home business world? Well, here it is. Sometimes you've got to force yourself to do the things that you're not comfortable with in order to get the results that you want. I'll say that again. Sometimes you got to force yourself to do the things that you're not comfortable with in order to get the results that you're looking for, the results that you want. All right? So let's break that down. In my example, the note taking. Why is note taking such a big deal? Well, first off, taking notes forces you to pay attention, right? When you're jotting things down, you're more engaged, right? You're not just sitting there letting the information fly over your head, right? You're catching it, you're processing it, right? And you're making it your own. Secondly, notes are your cheat sheet, right? You might not look at them every day, right? But when you need that piece of advice or that golden nugget of information, it's there, right? Because sometimes, I think we've all been guilty of this where we're in a meeting or we're talking to someone or, and we hear something that we like, oh, wow, that's a great tip, that. And then, a couple weeks go by, a month goes by, and you're like, you know that what it is that you heard prior was a great tip, right? And you're trying to recall that tip because you need it for this problem that you're struggling with today, right? In the present. And you don't know what that tip or that advice was because you don't have those notes written down. You're trying to remember, you're trying to recall from memory, but that's more or less the worst thing you can do. Unless you have, what's that type of memory that you like, that ironclad memory. Anyway, it's like when you write things down, it's like having a superpower that you can pull out whenever you need it, right? The third reason is that, and this is a big one, is that taking notes builds discipline. Think about that, right? In this business, discipline is everything. It's about showing up. It's about doing the work. It's about pushing through even when, things are uncomfortable, right? And trust me, success is uncomfortable at times, most of the times actually, but it gets easier with practice, right? The more repetition that you put into your business and the uncomfortable things that you have to do to be a success, right? Then the easier it's going to get, obviously, with more time, right? So here are the 3 simple steps that you can take to apply this to your business, right? So first, you need to commit. Commit to taking notes, right? Next time you're in a meeting, a webinar, or even a one-on-one with your mentor, bring your notepad. Or, if you have it on your phone, like if you have a little note app on your phone, commit to taking notes. Super important. It doesn't have to be perfect. You just have to start and you need to get it done. Then review and reflect, right? Make it a habit to look over your notes. Don't be like me that waited quite some time before I look at my notes. Even if it's just once per week, my suggestion would be, as soon as you're done taking those notes, maybe a week after, just review them, right? Or even after you take your notes, review them, because you're going to remember, you're going to be looking at your notes and you're going to remember certain things as you're looking at your notes, and you're going to fill in the blanks, if you will, right? Again, take a few minutes to review what you've written down, and you'll see that some things are going to jump out at you. Some things are going to come back to you, right? Sometimes, a lot of times for me, when I'm taking notes, I write down 1 or 2 things, literally 1 or 2 words, right? That I catch as the speaker's talking. And when I go back, I'm looking, I was like, oh yeah, I read whatever, need and this, and then all of a sudden that train of thought comes back. Like, these words triggered that train of thought to come back, and I start filling it out with a little bit more detail, right? You'll be surprised at how much you'll retain and how it can spark new ideas. And then finally, share your notes. This one's powerful. It's huge, right? Share your notes with your team or your peers, right? That's what I do with you guys. I have my notes, I review them, I come up with content, and I share them not only with my team, but with my email followers. I share them with you, right? So we're all in this together. I'm trying to build like an ecosystem that we all learn and we marinate in the same leadership success goodness, right? Like, it only helps them, not only helps them, but it also reinforces what it is that you're learning, right? Plus, it positions you as a leader who's always learning and always growing, right? And not just learning and growing, but sharing, right? Which, again, is hugely important, sharing what it is that you learn. I don't know about you, but when I'm looking for someone to follow, I'm looking for the person who's always sharing tips, always sharing hacks. When I, have a question, they have some advice, some actionable advice, right? Always has that wise piece of advice to share, like things like that, right? But that's just me. All right. Anyway, there you have it, my friends. That's my tip for today. Taking notes might seem old school, I know, but it's a simple, powerful tool that can boost your business in ways that you never imagined. Remember, success in this field is all about the little things that you do consistently. So start taking notes. Stay disciplined in your note taking and watch how your business takes off. All right. So if you found this episode helpful, if you found it inspiring, hit the subscribe button, ring the notification bell. And if you have any questions, any topics that you'd like to talk about, feel free to drop them down in the comments below. Also, don't forget to follow the link in the description for access to my free masterclass training where I'll show you firsthand how to put all of these tips into action for yourself starting today. I want you guys to stay legendary, and I'll catch you on the next episode. Take care now. Bye.